Good morning. Um, Before I forget, I want to show us something that we're working towards today in practice. Um, I had a request for working on side plank shapes this week. Um, and I also had a request for hip opening. So we're going to combine those together and we'll be exploring or moving in the direction of two side planks and transitioning between the two of them. So I'm going to show like the full expression of that. Um, and then, of course, we'll build towards that. So this may not be in your body today, and that's okay. But this is the direction that we're heading in. So I just want to have some visuals to accompany that. The first side plank is going to be more of a hamstring and external rotation. And then the second side plank will be your like dancer's pose variation side plank. And then when we're transitioning through these shapes, there's some pivoting that happens through the feet. But essentially, what we'll be doing or moving towards will be from our twist in our plank, we'll be opening up, over time moving towards this big side plank variation, and then going directly to side plank on the opposite side, which could turn into a regular side plank, or maybe you press and catch your foot for your dancer's side plank, right? So again, that's like the full expression. So we'll have steps along the way and lots of options for if that's not for your body. So taking extra care of you this morning. I know for some bodies, side plank is challenging for the wrists. And so knowing that you can always have the option to drop a knee in our side planks, also give moments where you can either go from that side plank facing one direction to side plank facing the other direction. And instead of switching directly from one to the other, it is nice because we are changing hands. So the distribution will shift from one wrist to the opposite. We can always go back through a downward facing dog for a moment. So instead of going from this angle, you'll have a moment to be in your down dog to have some length. So anyhow, that's for the physical part of our practice. And then in terms of heart space, intention, and contemplation for the mind, I wanted to offer some space for the reflection of adaptability and maybe how you have adapted through the turbulence or the changes, the ups and downs of life this past year, since we are coming towards the year's end. But allowing your practice to be space to kind of allow anything to rise to the surface that comes to mind, and your ability to move through things, to adapt and to shift and to be flexible off of your yoga mat, and how that translates into resilience, right? Our ability to adjust to what life presents us is part of how this yoga practice serves us when we step off the four corners of our mat. So with that, we're going to start in shavasana this morning, just so we can ground, arrive, settle in, make some space for that contemplation. So take a moment to lie down onto the earth. Adjust your body to the support of your yoga mat and the ground below. And as you sink and settle, allow your eyelids to fall shut. As you turn your attention inward, start with the noticing of our breath. Let's begin to observe your natural inhale and exhale. Just following your organic breath to begin. As you tune in and get curious with the sensations of your inhale and the sensations that accompany your exhale. For the next couple of cycles of breath, really slowly and gradually begin to deepen your inhales. Excuse me. And lengthen your exhales. And as every breath in becomes wider and more expansive, feel how your exhales start to naturally become a little bit longer and slower. They naturally lengthen out. As you work with your breath, just acknowledging the tool of your breath to support your ability to adapt, to shift, adjust, make any revisions to the path that is laid out in front of you. Your breath can provide a sense of steady and calm, even if a detour arises. As you continue to deepen your breath and just reflect over this past year and your ability to be fluid and flexible with the waves of life. And so acknowledging that it's from these waves that we gain strength and we're shaped into the individuals that we are today in this moment, stepping onto the mat. So offering gratitude to our ability to adjust, and also to the circumstances, the experiences that push us into that adjusting. So we can take our yoga and apply it to each and every situation, to take it off the mat into our everyday. And start with 3 rounds of cleansing breath. Option just to stay exactly as you are. If you'd like to, you might bring one or both of your hands to your heart in some way. And with your next inhale, just feel that fullness, feel the expansiveness filling up your body. And then whenever you're ready, open mouth, exhale, release. We'll take 2 more like that, a deep inhale in. And then open mouth, exhale, let it go. Once more, deep inhale, arriving you completely to this moment. Present to your practice, and then open mouth, exhale to clear any lingering clutter from your mind. As you shift into your Ujjayi pranayama, take a moment to reach into a full body stretch. Send your hands up and overhead. Maybe find some wrist circles, some ankle circles. And then eventually you'll start to bring both your knees into your chest. And we're going to start with happy baby. So this could be hands to knees and just allowing your knees to fall wide and forward. If you'd like to reach up to your ankles and your feet already, if that feels good for your body, feel free to do so. We'll take a breath here in happy baby. So you move your breath into the back of your body, feel that contact between your body and the earth. And on your next exhale, find a figure 4, right ankle will stack on top of your left thigh. And you can either land your left foot to your yoga mat or gather that figure 4 shape close to your chest. And let's find an activation through right ankle, so big flex of your right ankle, and then take a little rock from side to side. Just feel into the space of your right hip this morning. And from here, we'll start to shift into our hamstring stretch. So left knee can stay bent as you place your left foot to the earth. Reach your right leg to the ceiling and use your hands to gently guide your right leg towards your body. If you feel like you want a little bit more, you can, of course, lengthen your left leg out. And then for the shape that we're headed to today, it's not a square split, so our hips are not exactly square, so it's a little bit less intense for the hamstrings. So allow your right leg to fall a little bit wide to the right. Maybe notice if you can bring your right leg closer to your body when you create that width. So it's more like you're drawing your right leg towards your right shoulder, wide on the outside of your right ribs. Take one more big breath in. We'll exhale through happy baby, maybe this time reaching up to your ankles and your feet if you were holding your knees before, or again, just finding the variation that feels good in this moment. Offer a deep breath to the back of your body. As you're ready, exhale, figure four, left ankle on your right thigh, finding second side. And then customizing the depth to what your left hip needs in this moment. As you flex your left ankle, find a little sway from left to right. We'll start to shift into our hamstring stretch. Right foot can arrive to the earth, knee bent or right leg extended. As you lengthen through your left leg, catch the back of your left leg with your hands and guide your left leg to your body. And then notice how it feels, just square through the hips first, and then maybe start to open your left leg towards the left, and draw your left leg towards your left shoulder, wide outside your left ribs. Maybe your left leg can get a little bit closer to your body with that slight external rotation. And softening through your jaw and the space across your forehead, take a deep inhale. And exhale, release knees to chest. Let both your knees fall to the right, gentle twist. We wake up the spine, take a deep inhale in. And slow exhale out. An option to stay in the twist. We're going to roll into our right side to find fetal pose. And then our quadriceps stretch. So your left hand will reach down to catch your left foot. And similar to our bow pose or dancer's pose. And start to find a little bit of core connection here. Pull your navel to your spine. And then before you start to kick back in space, find a slight lengthening of your tailbone towards the front of your yoga mat. So it's energetically like a little bit of a tuck of your tailbone. That'll add some resistance so that as you slide your left thigh bone back in space, you get a nice deep stretch into your left quad, but also up into the front of your left hip. Think wide collarbones, you take a breath in. With your exhale, start to release back through your fetal pose. Rolling through center knees to chest as you take your next in-breath. And we'll go gentle twist second side on our out-breath. As you rinse and rotate through your center, a breath here just to feel the spine waking up a little bit more. Breathing into the areas that feel particularly sticky, maybe into your low back. And after your breath, starting to roll to your left side. Again, you can always opt to stay in the twist. Otherwise, you're going to roll into your fetal pose and then reach your right hand down to catch your right foot. Before we start to kick back, navel draws to spine. Tailbone lengthens to the front of your yoga mat. And then maybe send your right thigh bone back in space. Maybe there's not a lot of range of motion here, right? Typically, our quads and the fronts of our hips are really tight from sitting. So just take a moment to feel into the space of your body. See if you can widen your collarbones across your chest a little bit. And take one more cycle of breath. As you release your right foot, rolling to your back body, we're going to keep our knees bent and then place your feet to the earth as if you're going to a bridge pose. And reach your arms down alongside your body, palms face up. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, use your core to lift your head and shoulders. You're reaching forward towards the front. We're going to do a little like penguin side crunches here to warm up the side body, the obliques. So start to reach left fingertips towards your left ankle, and then right fingertips to your right ankle. We'll go side to side for 5, rooting through your feet for 4. Nice and strong through your center for 3. Here for 2. And take one more each side. And then release and relax for a moment. Drawing your knees to your chest. Take a couple of rocks the length of your spine. And we're going to actually meet in a seat. From here, sit bones grounded, we'll bring our forearms down to the earth. So imagine like you're going to a fish pose. Elbows are stacked beneath your shoulders. So you press into the earth, chest is proud, but we're also going to find a little bit of engagement through the core here to balance that out. So even though we're kind of tucking through the center, we want to still think length through the spine and through the chest. From here, we're going to start to lift our legs up into a 90-degree angle. And then as you pull your navel to your spine, starting with your knees stacked over your hip bones, we're just going to inhale to send our legs out towards like a 45-degree angle, again, warming up our strong center, and then exhale, knees to 90. And we'll go twice more like that. Inhale, send your legs long, and exhale, knees to bend. Once more like this, inhale, extend. Exhale to bend. Now we're going to take this into our obliques, right? So let's go to the left first. You're going to take your left hand and rotate it towards like a 45-degree angle to the left side of your yoga mat. Pressing away with your right arm, you're going to lean over to your left booty cheek. So you're kind of balancing on your left hip. You push through your left forearm, so there's distance between your shoulder and your ear, right? And you're twisting towards the left side of the room a little bit. We'll reach our right hand high. So you inhale, send your legs towards long, keep twisting to the left, and your exhale, find a little lift and reach. Good. Breath in, legs lower just a little bit, right hand goes high. Keep pressing through your left forearm. Exhale, lift and reach. You may or may not touch your right ankle, that's okay. We'll go one more here. Inhale, a little lower and reach. Exhale, squeeze to your right side, lift and reach. Coming back to center, bend your knees for a moment. You can let them fall to your chest. Maybe take a little rock side to side. And we'll find the same thing on second side. So right forearm is going to angle out towards like a 45-degree angle to the right. Roll onto your right hip. Press the earth away through your right forearm. So you're creating a lift of your right ribs away from the earth. Then start to reach your left hand high and find some extension through your legs. You can always adjust your right forearm more if that first angle isn't what you need for balance. Big breath in, find a little lower through your legs. Exhale, lift your legs, reach through your left fingertips. Twice more, we inhale, a little lower, big reach through your left hand. Exhale, squeeze through your left obliques, lift and reach. One more time, open and lower just a little bit. Exhale, squeeze through your side body, lift and reach. As you return to center, knees to chest, go ahead and press up. We'll find our butterfly. Soles of your feet come together, knees go wide, take an inhale, lift your chest, and exhale, forward fold. So I know we have a little bit of a longer warm-up this morning, but hopefully as we get into our bigger shapes, you feel nice and ready and prepped through your side body strength and through your hips. Head heavy as you fold into your butterfly for one more cycle of breath. And then take your time to eventually rise from your Vashistasana, shifting through tabletop pose. And just take one round of cat-cow. Once you find your tabletop, big breath in, lift your heart, untuck your tail, stretch through your belly, your core that just worked hard. And then an exhale takes you into your cat pose. Press and curl, tuck and round. Once you come through neutral, tuck your toes, press up and back to your downward facing dog. As you relax your head, maybe even finding just like the slightest tuck of your chin to lengthen through the nape of your neck. Take a slow pedal through your feet. And inhale, we'll reach your right leg to the sky. Start to find your three-legged dog. And as you exhale, bend your knee, open your hip. Navel pulls in, head stays relaxed. And you really hug your right heel towards your left glute. So you get a big stretch to the front of your right hip. Take an inhale, push the earth away through your hands. And exhale into your lizard lunge, slow, strong step of your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Lower your left knee down to the earth. With an inhale, extend your right hand forward to the front of the room. And exhale, backstroke into your twist, right hand reaches to the back. If you'd like to return to that quad stretch sensation, you're going to bend your left heel towards your seat. You can do that with or without catching your foot. If it's available, your right hand might assist that stretch and draw your left heel closer to you. Maybe rotate your gaze towards the back of the room, over your right shoulder, deepening that stretch to the front left side body and deepening the twist as you take one more inhale. With our exhale, we're going to start to release into our lifted lizard lunge. So right hand to the inside of your right foot, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee. Okay. From here, three-legged dog, big breath in, reaches your right leg to the sky. On your exhale, right knee, left tricep, twist underneath yourself. Finding our fallen triangle, we're going to thread our right leg through towards the left side of our yoga mat. And start to spin open to the left. Let your left heel land to the earth. Big breath in, reach your left hand high. Feel your side body strength, lifting your hips away from the earth. Then back to our three-legged dog one more time. Lower your left hand to your yoga mat. Big breath in, right toes return to the ceiling. Your exhale will step your right foot forward to the front. Good. And then we're going to take a hamstring stretch here. So option one is to lengthen both of your legs, our cat lunge like we typically take. Option two, if you've practiced with Greta Hill, you will know this one. Return to the bend in your front knee to start, and then set up your back foot like a warrior two. So back heel is grounded, back foot's at an angle. You're going to start to bend your back knee, your left knee, and as you lengthen your right leg, flex your right toes to your face. So either one is great. Take a big breath in. And as you exhale, we're going to rebend into our front knee, rising up into our warrior two, and Virabhadrasana two. And take an inhale. And take an exhale. Start to bring your hands to your heart as you lengthen your right leg and turn your right toes to face the long edge of your yoga mat. So all 10 toes are facing the left side of your mat. Pivot your heels in and find a goddess squat. Knees go wide. We'll then bring our hands to our thighs. Take an inhale, proud chest to begin. And as you exhale, tip your left shoulder in, big twist to the right. Maybe look over your right shoulder. Take an in-breath to come back to center. And exhale, second side, right shoulder dips in, big twist over your left shoulder. As you inhale through center, exhale to your wide-legged forward fold. Turn your toes forward, hinge at your hips, take a breath. And start to bend into your right knee and pivot to the front of your yoga mat through your low lunge. We'll step to our chair pose. Left foot will join your right. As your feet are grounded, let your hips get low. Engage your core and drive through your feet to lift your heart and hands. Nice big breath in. And on exhale, hands will find heart center. Begin to shift your strength into your left foot. And then go ahead and find a little flamingo action. Right heel draws to your seat. Now you can stay right here or staying super, super steady and activated through your core. You can find your spicy flamingo. Then a little hamstring kick back. You're going to slide your right thigh bone back and up. Think about drawing your right heel to your glute and push your right heel to the sky. Make sure your core is really supportive so your low back doesn't feel like it's taking on that effort. Yeah? That effort's going to your right hamstring and glute. From here, we'll find our figure four. Raise up just enough. Right ankle stacks on your left thigh. Send your hips back and down. Reconnect to the flex to your right ankle like we did when we were on our back body. And take one breath. And we'll inhale to rise to stand with our right leg. As you reach up tall, you have the option to extend your right foot forward to the front for a moment. Big kick to light up your right quad. As you exhale, you're going to hamstring curl right heel behind you. No-handed dancer's pose for a moment. Then kick up and back. Lift your sternum to the sky for just an inhale. We'll travel through our airplane pose as we exhale. Moving to our high crescent lunge. Slowly step your right toes to the earth. Drop your right knee down to the earth. Anjaneyasana, lift through your heart, lift through your hands. And then side bend, leaning to your left. Left hand's going to drape down beside you. Reach your right hand up and over. Deep inhale to your right side. Think navel to spine, a little length through your tailbone. Maybe reach a little bit further as you exhale. With a breath, bringing yourself through center, both hands reach to the ceiling. And exhale your hands down to the earth to frame your left foot. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and then find a twist to the left. Reach your left hand high. So you can stay here, or we'll take this first round to just try on our traditional side plank, but really focusing on the transition. So maybe look down at the earth in front of your yoga mat. Begin to turn onto the outside edge of your right foot, trying to plant down as much of your right foot as you can. And then use your strong core, push the earth away. Slow step into your side plank. And then in our side plank, think about squaring your body to the wall that you're facing. So heart is squaring to that wall, hip bones square to that wall. Take a breath in. Exhale, high plank pose, come through your center. In your high plank inhale will glide you forward to your tippy toes. Exhale, chaturanga, knees up or down, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale to up dog or cobra, you choose, especially since this is our first one. Maybe you opt for cobra. And then downward facing dog, hips find the sky. We'll reset with a breath together here. Take a deep inhale through your nose. And then open mouth, exhale, let it go. And inhale, left leg lifts high. And your exhale, bend your knee, open your hip, and use your breath out to reactivate your strong core. Again, can you find the stretch to the front of your left hip in this scorpion tail moment? Inhale, push through your hands. Exhale, lizard lunge, slow through the transition, building strength as you step your left foot forward and wide. Release your right knee down. Use an inhale to extend your left hand forward. Exhale, swim into your twist, left hand windmills back. An option to find your quadricep stretch here. So again, this can be unfacilitated, so just using your hamstring strength to pull your heel in, or you can use your hand as well. You can always come up to your right fingertips to give your right wrist a break, and then perhaps you start to twist over your left shoulder. Take your gaze and peek to the back of the room. Take a breath in. On exhale, lifted lizard lunge. Start to unwind. Tuck your back toes and lift your back knee. Three-legged dog. From your strong core, pluck your left foot up and inhale your left leg to the sky. With exhale, we twist left knee, right tricep, fall in triangle, thread your left leg through. And then begin to push the earth away, lift your hips and reach your right hand high. Okay. Squeezing through the finger pads of your left hand so we're not dumping into the wrist, that the forearm is activated. Three-legged dog one more time. Right hand returns to the earth. A deep inhale, extend your left leg to the ceiling. Take your time. Use your entire exhale to step your left foot forward to the front. So again, we have our two options here. Cat lunge, legs go long. Or we have that second option, I think. Maybe Greta calls this crouching tiger. I can't remember. You start with your warrior 2 feet. Bend your right knee, lengthen your front left leg, and flex your left toes to your face. You can always adjust where your hands are in space. If you're in this like crouching tiger shape, think energetically opening through your thigh bones. Take a breath. We'll start to bend into our front knee. We all set up for warrior 2. Then allow an inhalation to guide you up. And exhale, settle, shoulders soften out of ears. We're going to lengthen and pivot to face the long right side of our yoga mat, hands to heart. Goddess squat, heels turn in, sink into your seat. Right, feel the strength of your glutes, hands come to your thighs. Take a breath in at your center, proud heart. Exhale, left shoulder dips, take a twist and maybe look over through your right shoulder. Breathe in to return to center. Exhale, second side, right shoulder dips in, peek over your left shoulder. Inhale, heart to the midline. Right away, exhale, tip to your wide-legged forward fold and giving your hamstrings a moment. Think, untuck your tailbone to the sky. Right, lean into the fronts of your feet. Then we're going to turn to the top of our yoga mat, low lunge to face forward. Big intentional step to Utkatasana. Lean into your powerful left leg to bring your right foot to the front with your core strength. As your hips settle, big breath to press through your heels, lift through heart and hands. Exhale, let your hands find their way to your heart center. Lean into your right leg, and then flamingo your left heel up and in. Use your next exhale to reactivate, re-energize through your core. If you want to find that spicy flamingo, make sure your core stays super strong. And then you're just going to send your left thigh bone back and up into that resistance. Again, the effort is going to hamstring and glute. Our low back feels super supportive because we're tucked in nice and strong through our belly. Press your right foot, rise up just enough to find your figure 4. Left ankle is flexed as you sink into your one-legged chair. Think about using the same side body strength that we've been activating throughout our practice to lift your left hip in line with your right, deepening your hip stretch. And focusing through your gaze. And inhale is going to bring you up with your left knee. Left knee can stay bent, or for a little bit more, extend your left leg long for some space. Right, no-handed dancer's pose. You're going to start to hamstring curl, left heel to your seat. Core is strong, find that kick back and up. And shine your heart up to the ceiling. Okay. Just presenting your heart to the sky for an inhale. Maybe start to bend your right knee a little bit. We'll travel back through our airplane as we exhale. Can you hold on just for one big breath in your airplane? I know this is a long time on our right leg. As we breathe out, we're moving through our high crescent lunge, left toes land, and then lower your left knee down to the earth, Anjaneyasana. Tipping to the right, side bend, release your right hand low, reach your left hand up and over your head. Think about extension and length through your low back, your lumbar spine. A little bit of containment through the front ribs as you take one more breath. When you're ready, inhale, both hands high to the sky. Exhale your hands to frame your right foot. Lift your back knee. We're going to plant through our left palm and twist right hand to the ceiling, heart to the right. Again, staying here, or if you're choosing to find your side plank, really working on that slow, controlled step back. So it's like you're going to turn through a horizon lunge. All 10 toes start to turn to the right. And then once you have that stability, step your right foot back. Draw your shoulder blades gently together to widen your collarbones. Take an inhale. Exhale, high plank. Breath in, shift forward. Exhale, down dog or chaturanga. If you find your down dog, let your knees go wide, child's pose, balasana. Hips sink back to your heels, big toes come to touch. I'm just going to take a little moment here before we go into our last layer, while we start to explore those side plank variations. Again, I'll give you options. Then we have one more little balance progression. It'll be nice and fun. So take a side bend, walk your hands over to the left. Roots of your right hand, pull your navel to your spine as you tuck your right sitting bone to your right heel. As you breathe into your right side, your exhale is going to reach your hips a little bit heavier towards your heels. We'll inhale through center, and then exhale to the second side. Wander your hands to the right. Press your left palm into the earth, and from that anchor point, send your left sitting bone to your left heel and breathe along the length of your left side body. You're ready to come back to center. We'll make our way into our downward facing dog. So take your time to find downward facing dog. Take a little pedal in your downward facing dog. Strong intention through your hands. Upward energy as your hips press towards the sky. Let's take an in-breath through the nose. And then open mouth, exhale, let it go. And inhale, right leg lifts up top. And your exhale, bend your knee, open your hip. Stay or option for a wild thing moment here. Maybe right tippy toes, release to the earth on the left side of your yoga mat. If you open your heart to the ceiling, look towards the front of the room. Right hand reaches in that direction. Three-legged dog. Inhale, return your right hand down, reach your right leg high. On your exhale, right knee towards your left tricep, twist underneath yourself. Now pausing here, you have the option to return to your fallen triangle, or maybe keep your right leg lifted as you spin the sole of your left foot to the earth and start to reach your left hand up to the sky. This is a perfect place to stay, or your left hand can start to catch the outside of your right foot. Now if you get here, can you pull your heart to the front of your yoga mat? If you want to, maybe start to send some length through your right leg. Over time, pulling your right leg towards the front of your mat and peeking through that window. From here, start to release. Can you keep your right knee hugged to your chest? So you bring your left hand to the earth. We're going to open to the right side plank. You might keep your right leg lifted through that transition. Maybe you lengthen your right leg. Or looking to the front of your yoga mat, so look down at the ground. You might bend your right heel to your seat. Think dancer's pose. Maybe your right hand reaches to your right foot. It's a big reach. It does require active flexibility. And then once you're ready to let go of this, three-legged dog, bring your right hand to the earth. Big push, big inhale, reach your right leg to the sky. Exhale, step your right foot forward. Taking a moment, hamstring stretch of your choice, so either lengthen both your legs, or you can find that crouching tiger variation. Slow breath in. Slow breath out. Okay, low lunge to the front. Bend into your right knee. Square your hips. We're going to step directly into our chair pose this time. The left foot joins your right. Breathe in, find Utkatasana. Exhale, hands to heart. Left foot is going to stay on the ground. Flamingo or spicy flamingo, your right heel up. Once you have your gaze focused, figure 4, right ankle stocks on your left thigh. Now you can do what we did before. If you want a little add-on here, your left hand's going to go to your left hip. The second and third fingers of your right hand are going to catch your right big toe. As we inhale, we're going to start to stand with our right leg. Knee can stay bent. Or perhaps you extend your right foot forward to the front of the room. Nice and tall through your torso. Take an inhale. If you have the hand to foot connection, we're going to let go. As we exhale, kick your right heel back, dancer's pose. This time your right hand catches your right foot. Open your chest and be left hand releases to the sky. If you'd like to tip forward, think about kicking up and back. Continue to energetically lift your heart as you hinge at your left hip. Full breath in. Slow exhale. Start to activate through your whole body as you take one more inhale here. We're going to exhale through our airplane pose into our high crescent. You have three options. You can stay in your full high crescent. For a little bit more spice, right knee can come to a hover. For less spice, right knee lowers all the way down. So your three options, you decide what you want. Drawing the front ribs gently in. Strong through our glute muscles. Side bend, lean to your left. Let your left hand drape down beside you. Reach your right hand up and over. Take an inhale. And an exhale. Both hands reach to the ceiling. Breath in. Hands to the earth. Breath out. We're heading to our high plank. Left foot's going to join your right. Check in as you breathe in. And then you decide, chaturanga or down dog, what's going to serve you best and honor your body most in this moment. And giving yourself permission to adjust accordingly as you go, to be fluid and adaptable. Just cleanse with a breath together. So deep inhale in. And open mouth, exhale out. Here we go, second side. And then we're in a half pigeon. Inhale your left leg to the ceiling, please. On your exhale, bend your knee, open your hip. You might stay right here or option for your wild thing. Can you pivot and land your left tippy toes to the earth? Taking a moment to open your chest, big breath. As you breathe out, start to make your journey back to three-legged dog. Left hand lowers. Use your inhale to reach your left leg high. Here we go, exhale, left knee twist towards your right tricep. As you open to the right, you can choose to keep your left knee lifted or to find your fallen triangle. Right hand can reach to the ceiling. If you're going for that Vashistasana variation, right hand's gonna reach down to catch the outside of your left foot. Maybe that's as far as you go, that's okay. Think hips to the wall you're facing, heart leaning back. Pull your chest to the front of your mat. Maybe find any amount of extension through your left leg. Over time, pulling that unit towards you so you can peek through the window. Here we go, start to bend your left knee. Can we keep our left knee lifted as we bring right hand to the earth? Side plank to face the opposite direction. You're gonna pivot your right toes all the way to face the left. Lean into your right hand and reach your left hand high. And left leg can be doing anything you want. You can take a regular side plank, a modified side plank, or maybe start to move towards the dancer's variation. You might not be concerned with catching the foot at all today. If you are, big reach, and then kick back once you have that connection. Looking down at the earth will help with stability. Here we go, three-legged dog, and then we're off the hands. The left leg to the sky, take an inhale. Place your left foot forward, slow and intentional as you exhale. Rise up to your fingertips. Choose your hamstring stretch. Both legs long. Or right heel pivoted and right knee bent for that crouching tiger. You can flex your left toes to your face in either of the options. And then slow, expansive inhale. Maybe even an open mouth exhale. We'll start to travel through our lifted low lunge. So as you square everything to the front and bend into your left knee. Last chair pose. Right foot travels to the front. This could be a baby chair. As you find a chair, maybe take a wrist swirl in each direction. Breath in. Exhale, hands to heart. Last little bit of that balancing progression. I know it's a spicy one. Right foot's going to stay grounded this time. As you really recruit your core, make sure that your belly is super strong and ignited to support your back body. Flamingo or spicy flamingo, take an inhale. Figure 4 is our exhale. In your figure 4, remember when you rise up, you can keep the left leg free, or if you want that added variation, right hand's coming to your right hip. Your peace fingers of your left hand, so second and third fingers are going to grab your left big toe. Staying focused to your gaze, and inhale brings you up. Left knee can be bent, or you can extend your left leg forward to the front of the room. Opening through your chest, proud heart, breath in. Exhale, letting go of the foot. We're going to find our dancer's pose. Left foot's going to kick back. You might decide to use your left hand to catch your left foot for your true dancers this time. As your heart and your left foot lift and elevate to the sky, take an inhale. Now, once everything is lifted up, that's when you might hinge at your right hip crease as you exhale. Okay, trying to avoid our slingshot, we're going to try to use our left hamstring strength to slowly release through an airplane pose. Just give it one big breath in. High crescent, exhale. Maybe you stay in high crescent. Again, for spicy, you're in a double bent knee lunge. Really pressing through left toes and right heel. For less, left knee lowers all the way down. So just meet your body where it's at. Navel to spine, right hand's going to release low, side bend to the right. A baby lean as you take a breath in. And as you take a breath out, inhale both hands high. Exhale, hands to the earth. Now from here, we're going to go directly into our half pigeon. Wander your right shin across. Half pigeon pose. Again, this could be 90-90, double pigeon, any figure 4. So the hip opening that feels best for you. You can stay upright, or maybe use an inhale to lengthen, and then on your exhale, you might start to lower it down. We're going to take about 3 to 5 breaths here. So giving yourself some time to really soak and settle. Also just an opportunity to deepen the breath, to observe the buzz of energy that we've created. Maybe that vibrancy of effort lingering in your muscles. The sensation of the life flowing through your body for a few more cycles of breath in pigeon. When you're ready to transition, we're just going to rise up and we're just going to switch out sides. So lean over to your right hip, sweep your left leg forward, and then start to send your right leg back. I like to, when I'm transitioning in this way in particular, start with my right toes tucked to really help with the squaring of my hips first, so I can really adjust my right thigh bone into space. And once you're ready, you can keep those back toes tucked or untuck them. Inhale, find some length through your heart. On your exhale, invitation to fold forward if you'd like to. Think about your hip bones, your inner thighs drawing actively to the midline. Right hip plugging in as your left thigh bone draws back. And we'll settle into our breath again, 3 to 5 really slow, intentional cycles. Feel free to spend a little bit more time here. Otherwise, slowly rise and release. Leaning over to your left seat just so you can bring your legs forward. Take a few windshield wipers with your knees side to side. And we'll lower to the earth. Option to go slow and controlled or just hug your knees in and relax back. Whatever feels best for your body today. Once you find the earth, maybe a full body stretch. And eventually start to bring your knees to your chest. Drawing some circles with your knees. You go happy baby again, or your happy baby butterfly hybrid. Drawing big toes towards each other to touch, knees falling wide and forward. You hold the outside edges of your feet. It might feel nice to gather a deep breath in through your nose. And then open mouth, exhale, letting go. From here, we'll go knees to chest just to reset at center. And then keeping your knees bent, place your feet to the earth. Walk your feet about as wide as your yoga mat and let both your knees fall to the right for this staggered twist or your pinwheel twist. If your feet wide, knees to the right, you can stay as you are, or you could also let your right ankle stack on your outer left thigh. Just adding a little bit more weight into the internal rotation of your left thigh bone. And we're just going to do a simple switch to second side. So releasing that variation if you added it in. Feet stay wide, but just windshield wiper your knees, tick-tock them to the left. Perhaps you stack left ankle on outer right thigh, just if that feels okay for your joints. So make sure your knees and your ankles feel okay with that added weight. And we settle into 2 mindful breaths. As you release this next time, and start to come back to center, our last shape will be a inversion of your choosing. So you could send your legs up to the sky, keeping your hips grounded. If plow or shoulder stand is interesting for you, if you'd like to close your practice, your hips lifted up, feel free to boost your hips into your plow or shoulder stand. Over the next maybe 3 to 5 cycles of breath, we're going to be making our way to shavasana. If you feel complete and ready to release now, feel free to go there without hesitation. And just give yourself permission to be and to breathe. If you've opted for an inversion, Take your 3 to 5 cycles of breath, and then when you're ready to release, just take your time, move slow, add in anything else that you need along the way, and eventually start to settle into your shavasana, your final relaxation. As you find your way into stillness, eyes fall shut, and then perhaps you take an inhale through your nose, and an open mouth exhale, letting go. Begin to gradually deepen your breath. Just adding a little bit more emphasis to each inhale. As you add a little bit of emphasis to each inhale, just feel how without effort, your exhale will get a little bit slower, a little bit longer. As you use this emphasized inhale to arrive again to the present moment, the moment at hand, the moment right in front of us. Every exhale, that offering, to let go of any lingering tension through body, heart, or mind. Invitation to release and to set aside. As you continue with your emphasized inhales, you're releasing exhales. Maybe bring a hand or both hands to your heart. Take this final moment to pause in the deepest appreciation of this practice. This practice that reveals to us our truest power and potential, our adaptability and capability, our resilience, our ability to adjust and be flexible, both in our physical bodies, but also in the deeper layers of heart and mind. And in gratitude of the physical vessel that carries us through our human experience, our breath that offers us each moment of each day. We take an inhale through the nose, filling up with that gratitude, that appreciation. An open mouth exhale, let it go. May yoga offer us a path to compassion. May our practices always serve as our teachers, leading us to live with greater and greater authenticity each day, and to love more and more deeply each day as well. Thanks so much for being here and taking this time. Namaste.